Hey there. I'm not supposed to be making any content today. I didn't stream because I've got a headache, but my head feels fine right now. Actually, I feel great all over. Um, because I am filled with just the most malicious joy. It's rare that something this funny happens, and so close to the election too. Now, do you remember? I mean, you should, because the video on it was literally just posted to my channel. Do you remember Tucker Carlson talking about how the deep state intercepted a package of his, that it was sent through FedEx and it was found open and the documents were only recovered later, that some entity, some sinister force, had torn into a collection of documents which contained irrefutable proof that the Biden crime family was up to no good? Well, you'll be happy to hear we have a sound conclusion to that saga. Here, I'll leave it to you. Take a look. Here's a 4-minute, 17-second segment from Tucker Carlson's show. The first 2.5 minutes of it are just him talking about how he lost the package, but then it was found again. So I'm going to go to the end here. Hold on.
Last night we told you about a pretty weird envelope itself, but UPS says we can't see it because they threw it away.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are. We got our flash drive back today, and that's great. But what we'd really like are some answers. And speaking of answers, it occurs as reading this that we mentioned the documents that we get from a lot of people. And we've received an awful lot of documents recently about Hunter Biden. We haven't aired all of them. In fact, many we have not aired. The ones that are pertinent to his business career abroad, favors he did on behalf of foreign clients with the help of his father, that seems relevant. And it seems like news, and we brought it to you, and we're not ashamed of that. But there are a lot of documents about Hunter Biden's personal life that...
That's very interesting language that he just used right there. And we're not ashamed of bringing this information to you. Now, hold on.
We haven't brought to you, and we're not going to, and we should tell you why. One is the obvious answer. He's not running for president. And so to the extent those documents...
I'm actually surprised he knew that. From what I've seen from right-wing media sources over the past month, you actually would think that Hunter Biden was the presidential candidate for the Democrats. I'm actually surprised he knew that.
Pertain to his dad? Of course. But Hunter Biden is a fallen man at this point. And I should also say that I knew Hunter Biden fairly well. We lived near each other in Washington for quite some time. I knew his wife, who was an absolutely outstanding person, a good person. I never thought Hunter Biden was a bad person. I thought he had demons, but in the time I knew him, he kept them mostly under control. At some point, he lost control of those demons, and the world knows that now. He's now humiliated and alone. It's probably too strong to say we feel sorry for Hunter Biden, but the point is, pounding on a man, jumping on, piling on, when he's already down is something that we don't want to be involved in.
That is so interesting, because Tucker Carlson and the rest of right-wing media have just been relentless in piling on Hunter Biden. And this, I'm not ascribing specifically to Tucker Carlson the behavior of other people. Tucker Carlson has been dumping on Hunter Biden relentlessly. And now all of a sudden, we don't publish all these documents. We don't want to dig around in the scandalous details of his personal life. We here at Tucker Carlson Incorporated feel nothing but sympathy for the plight of this fallen man struggling with his demons, but still good at heart. What an interesting change of pace for somebody who has been pretty much following the conservative line, which has been to distract from President Trump's failures, distract from the fact that we're now currently in a third COVID-19 wave. We have broken records for cases per day. We have no national plan whatsoever how to deal with this. We have no plan whatsoever for reopening. We have no plan for the economy. That Trump is a failure of a candidate in every conceivable way. Distract, distract, distract. How do we distract? We talk about Hunter Biden, but now Tucker's backing off. And he's apparently disinterested in sharing any more information about Hunter Biden. What could have happened to have led to such a dramatic change of pace? Well, I introduce you to a 64-page NBC expose revealing that the purported leak from Hunter Biden's laptop and the information within can be traced back to a far-right conspiracy document which was founded by a non-existent person working for a non-existent intelligence agency. Folks, you can't make this up. 1 month before a purported leak of documents from Hunter Biden's laptop, a fake intelligence document about him went viral on the right-wing internet, asserting an elaborate conspiracy theory involving former Vice President Joe Biden's son and business in China. The document, a 64-page composition that was later disseminated by close associates of President Donald Trump, appeared to be the work of a fake intelligence firm called Typhoon Investigations, according to researchers and public documents. The author of the document, a self-identified Swiss security analyst named Martin Aspen, is a fabricated identity, according to an analysis by disinformation researchers, who also concludes his profile picture was created with an artificial intelligence face generator. The intelligence firm that Aspen lists as his previous employer said no one by that name has ever worked for the company, and no one by that name lives in Switzerland, according to public records and social media searches. Holy shit, people. This whole fucking thing, this thing that the far right and the mainstream conservative news networks have been rattling on about this entire time, stems from a document so discredited now that its author is a fucking AI generated face. Look at this. This is the face. Written by Martin Aspen, a fake identity whose profile picture was created by artificial intelligence. This is not a real man. This face was made by a computer. This person doesn't exist. The company he works for doesn't exist. The document was circled around by anti-Chinese and pro-Trump, I guess you could call them media sources if you want to be very charitable, and it made its way all the way up to the highest echelons of the Trump administration. And now we know, by the way, why Joe Biden and the Biden's administration seem so disinterested in meaningfully commenting on or responding to any of this. Now we know why mainstream media wasn't willing to pick up on this. Now we know why Fox News did not initially report on the New York Post leak. Now we know all of this. This is the most... They actually found a story less credible than the Hillary Clinton email scandal. That's phenomenal. They have actually outdone themselves. We thought, because the Hillary Clinton email scandal, listen, again, not defending Hillary Clinton, fuck Hillary Clinton, so on and so forth, but like, again, you know, the butthurt emails as we just sink into 10 million dead from COVID, whatever. And now here we have the whole Hunter Biden thing. Holy shit, no wonder the New York Post, the original report, or the original article, the author didn't want to put his name on it, you know? No wonder everyone doesn't want to keep their hands on this. No one, because this is career ruining. Real journalists don't share information produced by fucking AI-generated profile pictures. Now, I want to be really clear about this, okay? Really, 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 really clear, okay? I am not claiming that Tucker Carlson and the right, broadly, were sharing this information about Hunter Biden because they're stupid and they didn't realize it was fake. And they're only stopping now because, you know, it's bad PR. I am claiming that they knew it was fake this entire time, that they knew they were peddling conspiracy from far-right blog sources and from disinfo agents working both domestically and abroad, because they don't fucking care. They do not care. They will just make shit up. They will make shit up. They'll just fabricate information. You know, there have been a lot of, you know, this reminds me a little bit of McCarthy. You know what McCarthy liked to do? McCarthy era Red Scare. I'm sure some of you are old enough to know. I have a very young audience. One of the things he liked to do, and the Republicans love to do this today, is he would always allege he had information that he would never provide. You know, he would strut about in front of a microphone, and I have information on 8,000 communists working within the U.S. government. And I'll give you that list if you like and subscribe and follow, and make sure to donate to me on Patreon. And this is what they've been doing with the Hunter Biden scandal, too. You know, there have been all these allegations out there that there are terabytes of child porn on that laptop that Hunter Biden's fucking Chinese kids or whatever. There have been higher-up members of the Trump administration who have been claiming that more info is to come, that they have devastating information that they are going to leak out, and it is going to ruin the Biden family, except it hasn't appeared. It hasn't appeared. And actually, nobody can corroborate any of this, and it turns out the whole thing is completely fucking made up. So... yeah, man, this is, by the way, this is what I mean when I say, like, you can't be, like, there's no, like, good Republican. You can't work with these people. Like, how does democracy function if one political party is willing to wield its entire power apparatus for the specific purpose, for the sole purpose of manufacturing disinformation, completely made up shit, working with foreign agents, just to try to score some sick last-second election points? I mean, how desperate. And now, of course, Tucker Carlson, he pulls his hands back from this thing. But you know what I think? I think that, frankly, most of the online conservative network and the IRL conservative network, they're just going to rely on their audiences not knowing that this has all been proven completely fucking fake. That the entire root of this conspiracy is complete disinformation. They're just going to rely on their audiences not knowing, and they're going to keep peddling it. And that's the world we live in now, the post-truth world, the alternative facts world. A world where there is there is essentially no consequence to manufacturing an alternate reality that you can place your viewer base in for the specific purpose of monetizing and otherwise benefiting from their ignorance. We've always had that to an extent. I mean, I'm not saying that, media disinfo campaigns were created in 2016, but, it can always get worse. And with this administration, there really is no ground floor. There really, really isn't. So, yeah. Anyway, really funny. Tucker Carlson backing out, I'm sure he's got a stunning reputation he wants to uphold, Let me tell you, folks. And maybe this whole Hunter Biden crap will just fizzle out like a fart. Maybe it won't. Maybe they'll keep talking about it. I don't know. But yeah, thanks NBC News, I guess, there are actual journalists who work there. That is a real thing. Lefties like to shit talk mainstream media, but there are real journalists who work for them. And the difference between a real journalist for whom there are consequences for dishonesty and the far-right blogosphere, for which there are absolutely none. They will lie shamelessly with no consequences because their audiences don't care about being right. They care about winning. There is a difference between these two groups, and I am glad there are at least some journalists left in this country. Yeah, so, yeah, nice meme. You got me. Nice meme.